Hi everyone, welcome to your June 2016 love readings. If you enjoy these readings, make sure you watch my weekly love readings. I hope you enjoy your reading and have a blessed June. Hi Cancer, welcome to your love reading for the month of June 2016. I've already properly shuffled the deck. I'm just going to give it a very quick shuffle just like this. This is a love reading for Cancer for the month of June 2016. Love reading for Cancer for the month of June 2016. Love reading for Cancer for the month of June 2016. Love reading for Cancer for the month of June 2016. Okay, so let's go ahead and get 9 cards, and the first one is the Five of Swords. Three of Cups. Ace of Wands. Four of Wands. Page of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Knight of Swords. And then the final card will be the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm way off here this month. Let me scoot my cards up to where you can see everything. I was going to put like a little place there, like a piece of tape or something, but I just thought it would look really ugly, but maybe I should have done that. Okay, so I see that the heart of the reading, which is here, is the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords usually has to do with communication, and usually honest communication. So I feel like honesty is like very important whether you are single or you are married. The pages sometimes also have to do with younger people. So it could be that for those of you who are single, that you might be attracted to someone who is younger than you, or in some way has kind of a younger outlook on life. But let's start with the top row. I'm going to start off with couples and then move on to singles. Okay, so the top row is the Five of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so we start off with a really kind of intense card, the Five of Swords. And this card sometimes means, it has so many different meanings, but basically it either means that there's some type of negative influence in your life, like somebody that does not really want what is for your highest good, does not have your best interest at heart. It can mean that there's somebody that is kind of plotting or gossiping about you behind your back, but can also mean that you're following the wrong path. It may be the path that you feel is right for you. Since this is a love reading, I feel like for those of you who are in a relationship or married, it could be that the relationship is kind of hitting a bump in June. So kind of pay attention to any type of, ups and downs that are going on. Like, what is this trying to tell you? We have the Three of Cups here. So this does represent, marriage. And I especially feel, for those of you who are like in a committed relationship but not married, I feel like you have to make sure that you and your couple are on the right path, on the same page, because you do have a marriage card. The Three of Cups is one of the minor arcana that does represent marriage and children. It also represents happiness, joy, laughter. Not only that, but you also have the Ace of Wands, which to me this is kind of a biggie. Even though it's not a major arcana, it represents an entirely new life. It means that you start over. I'm getting the message that for some of you, for those of you who have maybe been on that wrong path from the Five of Swords, I feel like for some of you this might be that you're dealing with this in May. And coming into June, you have the opportunity to fix this, whether you're in a committed relationship or marriage. I feel like for those of you that maybe you kind of been sucked into kind of negative patterns as a couple, maybe arguments, having a lot of ups and downs, like I said, I feel like there's a potential to bring fun and joy and laughter back into your relationship. And the Ace of Wands is telling you that you can have a completely new relationship, a new life. It even kind of represents sometimes like physically moving. And we do have the Four of Wands here, which does represent the home. So it could be that for some of you, like you're completely starting over as a couple. You're moving perhaps to a new home or a different location. But I feel like for some of you, that Five of Swords, I'm getting the message that it could be something that you're dealing with in May, and coming into June, you have to set this right. Because there are like, so many positive and encouraging cards in this reading. The only kind of major red flag is that first card, and I'm kind of getting the message that this is something that you're bringing over from the month of May. You have an opportunity to clear this up in June. Now, moving on to the middle row here, there's a Four of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. So, we have another card here, kind of, another card that is a minor arcana, but that represents marriage. And it's kind of interesting that the top row, it's a Three of Cups, and then this row, it is the Four of Wands. So they're kind of like saying like marriage, exclamation mark. And for those of you who are single and you're just in a committed relationship, it could be that they're telling you that you and your partner might be on your way to getting married. For those of you who are already married, they're telling you that in the month of June you have the ability to make your relationship a lot stronger, to overcome any challenges that you have dealt with in the month of May. But I also feel with the Four of Wands that your focus in June is going to be, like I said, on making your relationship stronger, because the Four of Wands, it does represent the home, it represents your home life, but it also represents stability. So I feel like you're kind of working on making your relationships or your marriages more stable. Anywhere where there have been ups and downs, like just keep getting that message, you're working on kind of strengthening the bond between you and your partner. Any kind of doubts that are there, anything that is kind of suffocating the relationship, I feel like it has to come to light. And you do have the Page of Swords, which, like I said, is the heart of the reading, and this represents communication or honesty. So I feel like for some of you, those of you who are in a relationship, this is a month where things are kind of coming out into the open. You're talking about your problems, you're letting this go so that you're actually on the right path. For some of you, this is in order for you to have a stronger marriage, a more committed relationship. And for those of you who are dating, this will perhaps lead to marriage, but I feel like there has to be communication in the month of June. I feel like you're clearing things up. You're making your relationship stronger. I'm even getting the message, because the pages do represent kind of like a younger energy. It's kind of, lightheartedness is important in the month of June. I feel like something heavy is kind of coming along with the relationship. Like I said, from the month of May, something heavy, and somebody has to bring more joy and laughter into the relationship. And it is lined up here with the Three of Cups, which, like I said, it represents joy and laughter and good times and getting together with family. So I feel like you're really kind of working on making your relationship what it used to be, for those of you that are really struggling. And somebody may have to, really take a deep breath and try to be more lighthearted in the relationship, even if there are some heavy things going on. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, this could be someone who's an earth sign. It could be this, this is a person that is in your life. Also with the Page of Swords, you could be dealing with an air sign and an earth sign. But the Queen of Pentacles, she takes care of her own. She takes care of her own, and it kind of makes sense that she would be here because here is the home card. So this could be you, and the Queen of Pentacles is saying that you don't have to, there's no reason for you to neglect your marriage or your relationship because of other obligations such as your career or school or anything like that, because the Queen of Pentacles is very good with her money and material things, but she's also very good at nurturing. So I feel like for some of you there's like a balance maybe that needs to happen. Like you need to balance your give and take when it comes to maybe your career or school or in your relationship. I feel like something needs to be fixed there. Okay, so moving on to this row here, there's the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Wands, this represents a lot of movement and change and excitement. And seeing it next to the Knight of Swords tells me that something very interesting is going on for you in the month of June. I feel like, based on everything that I've said, I feel like those of you that have kind of been stuck in a negative phase in a relationship, or maybe you've been like unable to get past a disagreement, or just a phase in your relationship, like I said, a phase maybe where you have not been connecting or really understanding each other. The Eight of Wands means that there will be like messages and communication. And seeing what's going on here, like I said, this could be a message, communication, this could be a message, and this represents a whole new life. So they really are kind of bringing it home that for the month of June, the key is to communicate with your partner, and this will lead to a new beginning for you, an entirely new phase in your relationship. It will lead to things healing. It will lead to more excitement and movement. And then you have the Knight of Swords, you know, which is a very kind of like impulsive energy. The Knights all represent change and movement. This Knight in particular is kind of like a very like impulsive energy, and a lot of thoughts coming in and really wanting to take action on those thoughts. So I feel like someone is like really inspired this month to kind of get this relationship back on track and finally get this relationship moving in the right direction. And I feel like any type of effort in the form of communication and honesty and kind of clearing up things from the past is really going to help you in the month of June. The final card is the Eight of Pentacles. And sometimes this card can represent career. And, you know, as I was saying here with the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like for some of you, they're saying that you need to kind of balance like your relationships and your career or school. I feel like someone, perhaps this is how this whole thing got started, of disagreements or not connecting, because someone has been focusing too much on work or on school or other projects. I feel like there will be clarity as far as like what you have to do in order to make like everything work. I feel like someone kind of compromises in order to kind of make this relationship whole again, is the message I'm getting. But the work card doesn't always have to mean 9 to 5 work. It just means sometimes there is work to do. So I feel like they want you to understand that your relationship is like a work in progress. I feel like you're really kind of focusing. There will be a lot of clear thinking and a lot of what's the word? You will have a lot of things that come through your mind as far as what actions to take in order to turn the relationship around. I'm just kind of seeing if anything else jumps out at me so I can move on to singles. Looking at what's going on here, like I said, the Five of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Eight of Wands. It's almost like that Five of Swords, it doesn't really belong there. I feel like it seems out of place there because the Four of Wands and the Eight of Wands are such positive cards. You know, it's a suit of fire, it's a suit of spirit. And like I said, the Four of Wands, it represents marriage, it represents stability, it represents happiness and children, and this represents happiness and excitement and movement. But it's like that Five of Swords is kind of like blocking that energy. I feel like it's something that needs to be like talked out. I feel like that Five of Swords, like I said, this is kind of following a path that is not right for you or your partner. And like I said, it could be that one or both of you are kind of like following certain, I'm getting certain like negative behavior patterns or thought patterns. I mean, it is the suit of air. So it could be that someone in this relationship has become too pessimistic. Seeing what's going on here, in the Five of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles. I don't know, I still get the message that someone may be kind of focusing too much on money or getting ahead, or, you know, focusing too much on school, on working extra hours. And this is not the path that your relationship or marriage is supposed to take. And I feel like, you know, Page of Swords, at the heart of the reading, there is some type of like honest communication in the month of June. Maybe it's not even work. It could be something else. It could be that your partner is spending too much time with their friends, or just kind of not really including you. And of course, this is not the right path for your relationship. I feel like there is honesty in the month of June. Okay, so let me go ahead and move on to singles. Okay, for those of you who are single, again, you know, the heart of your reading is the Page of Swords. So like I said, this could be someone who is younger than you that you feel drawn to. And it could be someone who's an air sign, because it is a Suit of Swords. It could be someone who's an air sign, but it could just be kind of a very light-hearted and kind of carefree individual, even if they are the same age as you. Just like I told the couples, you know, we start off with the Five of Swords. So this means that they want you to be careful as far as the path that you're following when it comes to your love life. I feel like they're saying don't make the same mistakes twice. And I feel like this is about the partners that you're picking. Either potential marriage partners or just kind of people that you're dating. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this is like a vicious cycle, because the Five of Swords, it can represent a lot of things, but I'm getting that this represents for you following the wrong path, like kind of repeating the same mistakes. And I feel like this is something that you can avoid, definitely avoid in the month of June. You have a Three of Cups, so they're telling you that there will be plenty of good times for you. I feel like for you, for those of you who are single, there will be a lot of dating. I feel like there would be a lot of laughter, a lot of get-togethers, parties, kind of meeting new people. But again, you know, the Three of Cups, it represents marriage. And so I feel like, you know, you might kind of be at a gathering or at a party, and there could be someone that you meet in the month of June who has the potential to be a life partner, or someone that is in a very committed relationship with you. It's like an opportunity is what I'm feeling. You have the Ace of Wands, and I'm kind of getting for you that this isn't, you know, all the aces are new beginnings, but this is more of an opportunity for you to leave the past behind, completely start over. I almost feel like this card for you means that you can completely reinvent yourself. You don't have to keep attracting the same type of partner, especially if you've had some really kind of negative relationships. And that is the feeling that I get, or perhaps relationships that just don't go anywhere. I feel like there's something that can change for you in June, but I feel like this starts with you kind of recognizing certain patterns. So I feel like you're kind of starting over and you're reinventing yourself with the Ace of Wands. Now moving on to this row here. Again, you know, they're kind of bringing home that the Four of Wands, this represents marriage and home and stability. So I feel like even those of you who have been casually dating, maybe you haven't particularly been interested in marriage, I feel like you will be thinking about marriage in the month of June. I feel like you will be thinking about long-term relationships, putting down roots, children. You want something more stable. So I feel like you're going, this is the energy that you're putting now. So I feel like you could be attracting someone as well that wants the same thing, wants to settle down, wants to get married. And then you have the Page of Swords, and like I said, this could be someone who is younger that comes into your life. So kind of keep an open mind. Just because someone that's younger than you doesn't mean that they're in a completely different place. I feel like you might still be compatible with them. But you know, the Page of Swords, it also represents honesty. It represents communication. And it could be that for you, for those of you who are single, this might be communication within yourself. kind of being honest with yourself about certain things. And just like I told the couples, I kind of get the feeling that Cancer is like, it's like you're on a roll when it comes to material things. I feel like you're really kind of being successful, like in your career or in school, and you're really kind of focusing on this. But for the month of June, they're really telling you that there are opportunities when it comes to relationships, and not just love. You know, we don't really have cards like the Two of Cups, or the Nine of Cups or something like that. We have marriage cards, Three of Cups, Four of Wands. So I feel like be honest with yourself. Like, are you really focusing on relationships? I feel like the Page of Swords is more about honesty. And then there's the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like this is saying that for those of you that are really focused on material things, that you're not really compromising. You know, you're not ignoring another side of your life. You're not ignoring your career. You're not ignoring other responsibilities. You can do both. Like I said, the Queen of Pentacles is very good with financial matters, with a career, but also in her home life. I feel like they're saying don't forget relationships. You may be really focused on career right now. I feel like for some of you, you're really on a roll when it comes to your career. You're doing very well, but I feel like something is kind of being left behind. And this will be very clear to you in the month of June. I feel like there will be people coming into your life that will, I feel like for some of you, the people that you meet will kind of inspire you. You will be thinking about marriage and committed relationships, even if you're not particularly like interested in that right now. I feel like someone will change your mind. And then down here, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles. So like I said, the Eight of Wands, it's just, you know, a lot of excitement awaiting you. I feel like for some of you, those of you who are single, there is going to be a lot of going out in the month of June, a lot of meeting, you know, different, and I'm getting like very interesting people. Very interesting people. I feel, you know, with the Knight of Swords here, that some of you might be even like very daring. I don't know. I feel like some of you, I feel like somebody like elopes all of a sudden. I mean, with all these marriage cards, I feel like something takes you completely by surprise. Either that you just meet someone, you know, maybe you've known them for a week or two and you get engaged, or you start talking about marriage. I feel like you're very impulsive when it comes to love in the month of June. And this is all positive. This is all very exciting. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles. And just, you know, like I told the couples, I feel like this is, you know, another area of your life is calling you. So I feel like you have to have things really balanced in the month of June. I feel like, you know, again, you know, your career or school might be really kind of calling you. You're doing very well, but I feel like you need to kind of balance things out. But I also feel like the Eight of Pentacles is, you know, is saying that there's still a lot of work to do when it comes to love and relationships. Okay, so let me take another look at this reading before I kind of close things up. Here. So you know, like I said, the Five of Swords, this is following a path that is not for you. Not for you. Maybe it was a path for you 10 years ago or 5 years ago. I feel like if you keep pursuing something that is not for your highest good, and like I said, this could be that you're picking all the wrong people to bring into your life, or that you keep focusing more on material things or your career, you're missing out on something here. They're telling you you're missing out on marriage, on stability. You're missing out on a lot of excitement. So the key, I feel, in the month of June for everybody, singles and couples, I feel like it's kind of being honest with yourself. Like, are you really, you know, focusing on healing your relationships or bringing in new relationships? Again, for those of you who are single, there is kind of like a loud message in this reading that there will be people you will be meeting in the month of June who'll be very exciting, very different, but some of these people are also marriage material. And those of you that are in relationships or you're married, I feel like you will be strengthening that bond. Okay, Cancer, this has been your love reading for the month of June 2016. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.